Welcome guys, Adam here, Blackfyre Productions, so we are back with another episode of World War Marvel. Today we are going to be unboxing CP46 Mr. Sinister. That is right, and him and all his genetic material he is gathering. So we're going to do an unboxing, see what he has in store inside this box, sprue-wise, tactics card-wise, and crisis card-wise, so you can take a look at it. But before we do, I got to give a big shout out to Torchlight Games and Hobbies for this continued support that they are giving the channel. So if you haven't yet, hit the description down below, hit the link in that description down below, check them out. You can use the code FIRE5 to save yourself 5% off of any of your hobby needs. Well, I shouldn't say that, hobby supplies, so things like paintbrushes, clippers, glues, every other thing along those lines, but you can save 5% off your hobby supply needs. So let's jump into this unboxing for Mr. Sinister and see what is in store for us with his wicked ways. Alright, here we are with Mr. Sinister CP46. I absolutely love this sculpt. And just looking at the artwork there is just so cool. Stepping out of like the cloning vat and everything. So neat. And the glow effects that you could do with that is just awesome. And then, you know, just, it just, yeah, screams Mr. Sinister and the whole, you know, egomaniac that he is. But yeah, anyhow. So that's a back art cover as well. So let's open this bad boy up and see what is inside. Oh man, that is it. So we got our package of cards, our package of sprue and sprue-like materials, and then obviously the instructions. I don't think there's anything in here that is too need to know wise. Nothing else added on there. Let's look at this sprue though. When I paint this guy up, what I'm going to do is leave the back shoulder bits off, paint them separately, and then add them on after the fact, because they look like they could be a bit of a hassle to get them on. So I will show you, well, you got your base with your bases there. I'll probably end up using this one this time just for a change of pace. But there's your sprue with everything. So you got your cloning vat there, your smoke effects, something like that. I don't even know what to call these things. Frills, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, so that's that. Not bad. Like I said, I'll be leaving these off to make it easier to paint later on and then attach that. So let's take a look at Mr. Sinister. Let's see what his card has in store for us, as well as objectives and such, or tactics, crisis cards and tactics cards and such. Alright, so first off you have all your tokens here. Again, I'm still not sure what these are. Filming my last review or unboxing at the same time didn't help the fact that I didn't find out what those were. Obviously your genetic samples, and then your tokens for the deadly legacy virus cured crisis. So pretty cool. Let's look at his two cards. You have cloning banks, which is a bunch of text there. So during any cleanup phase, an allied Mr. Sinister may play this card. When this card is played, set it near the battlefield instead of discarding it. During each cleanup phase, including the one in which this card is played, Mr. Sinister may move any number of genetic samples tokens from himself to this card. If this card has been played during any power phase, you may remove any number of genetic sample tokens from this card and discard it. If you do, place an unused character from your roster with a threat value equal to half the number of genetic samples removed or lower into play within range 1 of the allied Mr. Sinister. This unused character gains 3 power and is now part of your squad. So that is huge. It's going to take you a while, sort of, to build up your genetic samples for the cloning bank, but that's just like, you know, say round 3, all of a sudden, bam, here's your extra character if you actually pull this off. I do have a thought in my head to throw him in with my X-Force And the reason being is because of all the healing that I have in my X-Force between Sabretooth and Wolverine and Deadpool. It's a ton of healing that he can sort of pull that off. Even Cable has some healing capabilities as well. So I was thinking of throwing him in there just so I can use this next tactics card. Forced Extraction, there we go. Unaffiliated active Mr. Sinister may spend 1 power to play this card. Up to 3 other allied characters within range 3 of Mr. Sinister suffer 1 damage. Mr. Sinister gains genetic sample tokens equal to the amount of damage suffered. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking even like Toad, maybe like using Toad because he's like a throwaway character almost. But like if you're using him in Brotherhood with Sabretooth and Toad, those would be a couple of prime targets for this genetic sample stuff. And again, anybody that can really heal, I think, is also a valid candidate. But I was, like I said, X-Force is where I was thinking of putting him in maybe to see how he would play out, just because then he could get those 3 genetic samples without any sort of it sort of counteracts the damage that he'd be doing to those guys when they activate and end their activation, I should say. At least that's my train of thought at this point. So maybe he manipulates the X-Force into attacking a certain target or going after a certain researcher or something along those lines. And so, yeah, I'm thinking I might end up removing somebody, either Toad or someone, or Bob. I haven't played with them yet, so I haven't actually refined my list. But yeah, removing one of those guys and adding Sinister in is a train of thought that I had as well, just purely for getting more guys on the board later on. The Crisis card that comes with them is Deadly Legacy Virus Cured. Place 3 Legacy Cures assets as shown on map E. There's actually a note about this that's already been produced by Atomic Mass Games. It's actually map C. A player scores 1 victory point for each Legacy Cure held by a character they control during the cleanup phase, and then you interact a Legacy Cure, pick up the Legacy Cure. A character must spend 1 power for each Legacy Cure is holding before using this interact. So if you have 2 Legacy Cures and you go to pick up a third, you have to spend that 2 power. At the end of this character's activation, if it's holding 1 or more Legacy Cures, it may remove 1 special condition from itself. So that is hugely good. At any time a character is holding all 3 Legacy Cures, the character is immediately knocked out, and its controlling player scores 8 victory points. Remove all of the Legacy Cures from the game. That is huge, and such a point swing. I'm just thinking, are there ways that you can actually get that into your list and make it effective to try to get those? And like, I'm just thinking like a Toad could be helpful there. Any long movement, Quicksilver, Sabretooth, to get them up the board to grab those objectives like right off the hop. It's just, there's so much stuff that you could do with that, and then like Toad could remove them from people safely if you can do it, and just, yeah, it's just gonna be so good. I think with this Crisis event, whoever has first turn will have the best chances of getting it, because obviously you should probably be getting 2 of those extraction objectives or assets over your opponent, who should only have 1. Then it would make it a little bit harder for them to gain those later on. But that's just my opinion without playing it. And again, this is all just opinions and thoughts that I have running through my head as I'm reading these cards and going over stuff. So let's look at actual Mr. Sinister himself. So Mr. Sinister, he is 6 stamina on the front, medium movement, size 3 for threat, 3/3/4 for defenses. His first attack is a strike, it's energy, range 3, 5 dice, and you gain power equal to the damage dealt. Next attack is a mystical attack. It's genetic splicing. It's a beam 4, 5 strength attack, costs 1 power to do, but then it has genetic extraction. Let me see if I can get that glare gone. There we go. After each attack is resolved, this character gains 1 genetic sample token. So going back to the forced extraction, if it can be set up in a way where round 1, I get a couple of these from a couple of guys that have healing factor, Deadpool, Wolverine, Sabretooth, or people that can heal. Awesome. And then turn 2, maybe you can get a beam set up on a couple of other people, you know, and it just continues to build from there. Really interesting concept, and it's going to be really cool to see how it plays out on the board. And again, I haven't tried them. I don't play TTS and like the online stuff. I rather play in person and hang out with guys and have fun and everything else. I don't own TTS, and so yeah, I haven't been getting games in over the last, I want to say, month to 2 months. Yeah. So recommended disintegration. It's an area effect asterisk, so it could be up to area effect 3, 6 strength, 6 power to do. The range of this attack is equal to the number of genetic sample tokens this character has. And then on a wild, a crit, and a hit, it has genetic burst. After the attack is resolved, each enemy character within range of this attack suffers 1 additional damage. He has engineered perfection for the first superpower, costs nothing to use. Remove any number of genetic sample tokens from this character. Remove 1 special condition from this character for each genetic sample token removed. This superpower can only be used once per turn. Then he has genetic negation. Choose an enemy character within range 3 of this character and remove 1 genetic sample token from this character. If you do, the chosen character gains the root special condition. Such fun little playthings. Choose an enemy character within range 3 and advance the character short. The superpower can only be used once per turn and costs 2 power to do so. Then you have molecular regeneration. Costs 0 to use. If this character would suffer damage, it may use a superpower. Remove any number of genetic sample tokens from this character. Reduce the amount of damage suffered by 1 for each sample removed. And then DNA database. This character may have a maximum of 3 genetic tokens at any time. And he has flight. On the back, his stamina does, so his injured side, his stamina does go down from 6 to 5. And I think that is the only other change with him. Really interesting concept, how he's playing with those genetic sample tokens, whether he's using them to save up to clone somebody, or whether he is using them to heal himself, remove conditions from himself, etc. I honestly think I would be going for another character. Like, if I can save up, 8 genetic sample tokens over the first, 3 rounds, if I can put in a 4-point character late game to grab objectives and secure objectives, things along those lines, or just to start beat sticking it, it's going to be interesting, because that's, in my X-Force is where I'm thinking. It's either going to be like a Cyclops or a Wolverine or a Sabretooth, somebody along those lines. And if I went with 6 genetic sample tokens, it's going to be a beast, or Deadpool or Domino, who knows? But it's going to be interesting. I don't think you're going to see anything too crazy where it's like a 5-point or 5-threat character coming out, but you definitely will see a couple of 2-pointers. Throwing Toad in there later on in a round to start stealing stuff could be fun. It's just going to be really good. So anyhow, that is Mr. Sinister CP46. Make sure you check out Torchlight Games and Hobbies, link in the description of the video down below. Give them support there and use the code FIRE5 to save yourself 5% off of any hobby supply needs. So your paints, paintbrushes, etc. While you're there, you can also check out the Patreon link, and the support goes directly towards the channel, which allows us to do, or helps us do what we're doing here on the channel, which hopefully you guys are enjoying. To our Patreon members, past and present, thank you for the support you guys have been giving and continue to give. It is definitely appreciated. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ignite your hobby.